There are a lot of different commands in Minecraft, and while I have made a video on explaining everyone, in today's video we are talking a little more about the practical ones, and specifically how to use the /testfor. Now we'll talk about this later today, but for now we're just gonna look at some other practical commands. Hello, my name is EchoEld. I've been using commands for 3 years now, and I would say I'm pretty confident in my skills regarding how to use them. And in today's video, as I already mentioned, we are talking about practicality and using commands more practically than just knowing the basics. If you haven't seen part 1, it might be a little more difficult to follow along, so I recommend watching that one first, but let's get into it. Also, as always, okay, hold on, there we go. Okay, so as always, this video will be split up into various different chapters, so you can easily find the one you're looking for. Now let's stop yapping and let's do some commands. So starting off with just talking about some practical commands here. I've got a full video explaining everyone like I already said, but the first one we're going to talk about is /clear. Now essentially, for those who don't know what /clear does, it essentially means that, let's say I have a lot of various different things, you know, let's say I have wool, I got purple blocks, I have chiseled netherite bricks for some reason, and then let's say I want to get rid of all these. Well, all you do is type /clear. If you want to clear a specific person, you can do /clear at p, and then you can do like everyone within a certain radius, which we'll talk about more later. And you will see that, boom, all of your items just disappeared. Now, if you happen to have like a lot of diamond blocks and then a command block that you don't want to clear, you do the same thing, but you just add after the clear at p what block you actually want to clear. So in this case, a diamond block, and you will see that all the diamond blocks went away while we still have the command block. So that's /clear. You can do a lot more with it, but I'm just gonna show you the very basics, of course, and move swiftly over to the next one because there's a lot to talk about. Difficulty, just chooses difficulty. You can choose easy, medium, hard, or peaceful. So you can see now it is peaceful mode and now it's easy mode. So the next one that we're going to talk about is probably one that has a lot more versatility, and that is the /effect. Now, /effect essentially gives you an effect. Okay, that's quite obvious, but let's say we want to give ourselves speed. You're going to type /effect at p speed, and then you're gonna choose how many seconds you want it for. So let's do that, we get it for 10 seconds, and we want speed 3. So if we want speed 3, that means we're gonna amplify it by 2. And then this final part is just if you want to show the particles or not. So if you do false, that means that it will not hide the particles, and if you do true, it will hide the particles. So boom, as you can see, we have speed for 10 seconds, speed 3 for 10 seconds. Now, of course, you can go even more crazy than this. Let's say we go for something like speed for 999, okay, just a very long number, and then do 255, which is the maximum, and then hide particles. And yeah, we're pretty fast. Yeah, this is not practical in any way, but it's kind of funny, just literally bolting to the location, basically teleporting. I mean, seriously, look at this. Zoomp. And whenever you want to get rid of the effect, you're just gonna do effect at p clear. Now we're gonna do a tiny little elevator with this later on, so make sure to stick around so you can know how to make a cool little elevator. Might actually even have some particles, I don't know, we'll find out. The next practical command would be fill, but we already talked about that in the latest video. Same with game mode. So we're gonna skip those two, and if you want to know how to use them, you can just watch those videos instead. However, gamerule is something we will talk about, and this essentially has a lot of useful stuff, because let's say I'm just gonna do a command that you guys don't know how to use yet. Let's do /testfor at p and set it to repeat always active, and so you will see that it just spams the chat. You can't really do anything. You can see if I select the command block, and it will just keep going. So the way to disable this is through the gamerule command, which specifically we're going to focus on the gamerule command block output, and then set that to false. This means that any command blocks that do something where it says something like right here, found skin standard cost. Why am I not called EchoEld? That essentially allows you to disable those annoying spam in the chat. There's also other game rules such as TNT explodes, and if you set that to false, you can see place out a TNT, grab a lever, activate the TNT, and yeah, nothing happens. But yeah, there's quite a few. You can actually read through them. They're pretty straightforward, such as fall damage, fire damage, and so on. Okay, so that is about all of the useful commands, apart from, of course, the testfor, which is what we're gonna talk about right now. Actually, hold on. Let's look at the script. Gotta see here. All commands briefly explained. We've done that. More practical use for commands. We've done that too. So we're actually gonna focus a little more on the detection command, because this is something that, if you're getting into command blocks more like build-wise and you actually want to make some cool stuff with them, the testfor command is just one that you can't go wrong with, alright? So to start off, you're going to grab yourself a command block, and we're just going to get straight into it. To start off, I'm going to explain just what the testfor command is. So if you type /testfor at p and set this to a repeat always active, you will see that obviously it was what spammed our chat earlier, but if we now put something like a comparator nearby, you will actually see that, wow, it lights up. Yeah, it sends a redstone signal. Yeah, so essentially testfor sends a signal to the comparator whenever a player is nearby. And this is when we're actually going to talk a little more about the comparator and how to use it with commands. That's kind of what practical uses are. But let's say we wanted to have it more specified, you know, because at the moment we can have... yeah, we can't really do much by just detecting the player, and this is where subcommands come in. A lot of you guys have asked for a tutorial on subcommands, and if we do something like game mode, let's do give at p, and then do a square bracket, you will see there's a bunch of these subcommands, and these are essentially subcommands where they are different things. So in this case, you know, we could do has item, and then do equals curly bracket item equals, and then something like redstone comparator. Wait, is it just comparator maybe? It is indeed just comparator. And then we close that curly bracket, close the square bracket, and then we can have that it gives the player a diamond if it has one of these redstone comparators. And you can see we got a diamond, but let's say we drop the redstone comparator, do the same exact thing again. Well, you can see no targets matched selector because we aren't holding a redstone comparator. And this is essentially where it gets more interesting, because with commands you can actually do square bracket type r equals 3, for example, and then of course end the square bracket, and now you can see that whenever we go away from it, it is going to inactivate. So you can see essentially only when we're in the radius of 3 it is going to activate the redstone signal. And this is extremely useful, because with this we can already do something like connect this comparator up with redstone to a impulse command where we type /give at p diamond, and you will see now that whenever we get close we are gonna get a diamond. So we can just keep flying, getting diamonds anytime we enter this sort of safe zone. Now speaking of safe zones, you can actually use the subcommands with other stuff than just, well, the testfor command. You can do something like effect. So let's say effect at p, and then have r equals, you know, let's do 5, and then we give them poison when they get close, you know. So you can see whenever we get close, you can see we get like this poison. So let's say we grab a let's grab slime blocks to make it look like it's some weird poison effect. So you can see if we move out this little area over here, we're gonna make a little bit of a poisonous zone essentially. And this is just one of the many things you can do with these, obviously, these subcommands. You can see we are... Okay, I'm not gonna do the whole thing, but you probably get the point. Within this range, fast if we enter, you can see we get poison and we're gonna start dying. So we can actually do game mode S. You can see now we've got... That's not working. Okay, we probably need to give it for at least 2 seconds. Yeah, now you can see that we're dying when we're in here, and then when we enter, or when we exit it rather, you can see we don't have the effect anymore, and whenever we enter once again, we are gonna get that poison. So that's essentially a few of the things. I don't know why it likes to keep raining. You know what? How about I explain something about commands as well? Because if you're, let's say you are not sleeping, right? For you guys who don't know, Minecraft uses a sort of a weather system where every 8 hours around that time it will start being thunder, and the weather also changes to stuff like rain and so on. But if you sleep, that timer, it resets. However, it doesn't reset with command blocks, which means you're gonna get a whole lot of rain if you're just clearing out the commands. Get rid of this slime. In fact, since it's a command block video, I might as well make use of some of my practical command blocks. The /fill -1618, and then we go over to here, go over /fill with light blue concrete, and there we go. If you guys want to know how to use that, that's in the latest, or not latest, but the last video. So now we've gone through the we've gone through some commands, we've gone through some practical commands. So now it's finally time for what you guys have been waiting for. We're gonna make a simple elevator whenever you get close. So to start off, it's gonna be like those typical ones you see on the internet, where someone, you know, is playing. They're playing something like parkour, and you know, there's these little zones right here which essentially get them levitating up. Now you can use stuff like particles, which we are gonna talk about in maybe next episode, I'm not sure. But for now, we're just gonna put a command block underneath this emerald block, and in this command block we're gonna do /effect at P, and then do the square bracket R equals, let's do 3 in this case, and then do levitation for around maybe 3 seconds. Maybe you're going up at about this speed, and then just disable the, actually we'll not disable the particle effects. And we're gonna set this to, of course, being always active. So you can see now, obviously if I fly it's not gonna happen, but there we go, you know, we've got a cool effect. So now you can see whenever you go close, you're gonna start flying up to around -52. I'm gonna fix it so it actually has a floor up there. So let's see, right around here, I would assume you'll have plenty of space to get onto the platform without falling, hopefully. So we're gonna place a little floor, nice little floor, and you can use this, of course, to your advantage if you want to, you know, make a cool little build. So, you know, we enter close, and then we get up, we drop down, and we're safely up on the next floor. There's, of course, a whole lot more stuff I could go through with the range or radius subcommand. I am probably gonna make a video, in fact, making a bunch of cool stuff with that, so make sure to subscribe for that. That's actually a great idea. Wow, I'm definitely doing that. I just came up with this on the spot, by the way. That's a great idea. If you guys have any questions, I'm gonna try to answer them in the comments. But now hold on, wait, before you go, I want to tell you about today's sponsor. It will help out a ton, okay? And today's sponsor is, yeah, it's me, but listen up. While it can be great with videos like these teaching you about command blocks, everyone will run into individual issues, and so I've decided to once again start on my Patreon. It's not every day that I restart my Patreon, but I want to tell you a little bit about the EchoEld Patreon. This is essentially where you can, well, not only support me financially, but also get various different tiers of personal support in case you want to, for example, me to literally help you with your personal project on Discord via voice call. Will fix the whole project for you. You're essentially hiring me. Apart from this, you'll also get access to all the command block games that I make, which I know a lot of you guys enjoy watching too. So if you see a game you like Five Nights at Freddy's 2, you can check it out on my Patreon. It's literally out right now. So if you feel like you want to step into the world of commanding a little bit deeper than just these videos, consider checking out the Patreon at least. Read a little bit about the benefits, see what would fit you. It helps out a lot. Also, I spent like 3 hours on the layout of that. And hey, to support me further, you can still subscribe, I'm gonna make a lot of videos just like these, where it's a lot more in depth than my typical videos. So yeah, if you guys want to get into command block, consider subscribing. And now I've been yapping on for about like probably 5 minutes, so I'm gonna let you go now. I'll see you guys in the next one.